What's going on, y'all? We back in the building. How y'all doing today? Listen, lots going on. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. A little bit about why I'm late today. But anyway, let's get down to the headlines. We're talking about Kim ZOLCIAK, a little bit of bad news, okay? And then she's talking about what it would take for her to return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we got to get into that. Then, of course, we got to talk about the subject du jour is Phaedra Parks, okay? And her grand return to Bravo, the network that made her a super duper star, okay? We're going to talk about her appearance on Watch What Happens Live last night and what she had to say and all that good stuff. And then we got to talk about Yandy, okay? It looks like Yandy is about to tie the knot. For real this time, okay? So we're going to get into that. But before we do, make sure you guys drop that location down in that good chatterization. I want to know where you're watching from. I see we got Newport News in the building. We got Mississippi in the building. Yes, Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday. Y'all make sure y'all celebrate y'all mothers or celebrate the remembrance of the mother that you did have, okay? And even if you did not know your mother, say thank you to the mother or the person that raised you, okay? We're going to appreciate the people that raised us, okay? Because sometimes it takes a whole community, y'all. Anyway, we got Canada up in the building. We got Michigan, Georgia, Los Angeles, Bakersville, California, Austin, Texas, Delaware, Florida, Long Island, Vegas in the building. Come on now, White Plains, Maryland, Boston, hey, San Bernardino, California. Thank you, boo. DMV, baby, Miami, Florida, Louisville. Come on, Bronx, Mississippi. Hey, New York. Oh, God, y'all. We London up in the building. Yo, we got to talk, y'all. We got to do some talkerization. Y'all want to get into the news? Let's go ahead and stage dive into it, okay? First up on the docket today, Yandy. Okay? Okay, so let's get into it. Nothing to it but to get into it. Shout out to our people over at the Neighborhood Talk. Follow our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk. Like this post, save it if you like loving hip hop so that we can continue to keep their engagements going, okay? But listen, whoever be writing their captions and the titles of their posts, I tell you they be on point, okay? Because they wrote for real this time. Mendices was reportedly granted permission to fly to Dubai to renew vows to Yandy, okay? Because you know, y'all know that first one, it wasn't official, was it? It wasn't official. It wasn't real. It was sort of made for TV. Y'all remember that? Clap your hands or throw a hand up in the conversation if you remember Yandy's nuptials. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I feel like we got a cash app that came through. Let me see who had then tapped on that cash app. I'm about to shout you out, okay? We got a cash app that had came through from Stephanie Hughley. Hey, thank you so much, boo. Had to shout you out for that. We also got Nan Paul 111 who says, my first time catching you live. Love you and your spirit. Thank you so much for the love. And we send it right back to you. Whew. Listen, y'all. Okay, so y'all remember that? Oh, yeah. Darren, you remember. Y'all remember. Vaughn, you remember too. I see y'all. Throw them hands up. So listen, let's get into it. Let's get into the story real quick, okay? So they say it looks like Mendices has been granted permission to travel to Dubai and renew his vows with Yandy. Now, this is according to TMZ. He got a federal judge to sign off on his request to travel to Dubai for a few days later in May. So this is going to be happening, guys, at the end of this month, okay? So he can do so. Now, you guys know he was released in prison in 2020 after he spent more than 5 years behind bars. He is on supervised release until 2025. Now, again, they reference the lavish 2015 wedding But it all took a turn when she revealed that they really weren't legally married. She said at the time, I have a union with Mendices, but I did not go into a partnership with Mendices and the government, okay? Now, it's unclear if all that will change in the Dubai, okay? Listen, you know, whatever it was, I'm going to let y'all know something. I kind of feel like, you know, Yandy being the businesswoman that she is, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, now, was there some legal business for the reason why she did not choose to get into this union with Mendices and the government? Okay? Because I'm just married, so I don't understand all of those things, and I'm not yet at that level of boss status, but I'm on my way. So I'm just trying to figure out what it is, okay, that she was trying to avoid, all right? Because I feel like, don't you get tax incentives and write-offs and stuff like that when you get married? I mean, I just wanted to know. But Nia says there's a reason she's getting married overseas too. But I don't know what the reason is. Somebody tell me the reason. What was the reason? What was the reason? Okay? We had another super chat from Sherry Terry who says, hey, Richie, I missed you guys this week, but I am back. Welcome back, boo. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay. I felt like we had another one up in here from Isata, who says Silver Spring, Maryland, right down the good street. Okay. Thank you for that super chat. So yeah, I don't know what it is. Okay, so I saw somebody else say, Vaughn says, I've been married for almost 16 years and I don't understand it either. Okay. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I feel like Yandy is a smart woman. So I'm just trying to understand. Tish P says this. She didn't want to get hit with all his legal obligations, restitution to the government, and child support for the other children. Booyah! I think we hit the nail on the head, Tish. I think you hit it on the head, boo. You hit it on the head on that one right there. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Yandy, you is kind, you is smart, and you are important. Okay. That was a boss move right there, if that's the reason for it. So, Yandy, shout out to you. I knew mama had a reason, okay? I knew mama had a reason. And Tish, we want to thank you for that good education on your part. Yes, God being a smart business person, that's what it's all about, okay? She trying to protect her money. Anything he is responsible for financially, she would have to handle if married. Woo! Wow, smart, okay? Smart. So we're going to go ahead and let that one go. And I ain't mad at it, Yandy. Do what you got to do. I am now understanding it better now. I'm in full support of the way you moving. So claps to you, okay? Now, we're gonna take away a couple of claps right now, okay? Let's get into it, y'all. Let's go ahead and get on down into the thing. I know you sees it. Okay. Now I know you see this, but because you didn't see the show. Okay, you see this visual right here because you didn't see the show. You wasn't watching the show, and that has been canceled. Okay, it has been canceled like the Kardashians. Okay, in terms of their network show, this show has been canceled. But I think the Kardashians canceled it on their own. I don't think Kim ZOLCIAK had a say in the cancelization of the show. Okay. So let's get into it. Let me give y'all the details. TMZ was the first to report on the scene. Okay. Now they say it's getting the axe after a long run on the air. Okay. This show been on for 8 seasons. Somebody tell me how this show lasted for 8 seasons. Okay. How did it last for so long? Now, I'm not a hater of Kim ZOLCIAK because, you know, for me, quite frankly, I found her to be quite funny, okay, when she was on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, especially those first couple of seasons where she was, you know, running around with them sticks hanging out her mouth, and she was drinking the wine out the cups and stuff like that. That was the Kim Zolciak that I liked. But at some point in time, I kind of felt like she got a little bit too big for her britches, and she became less fun. You know what I'm saying? She was fun when she was hanging out with Nene. You know, Demita Joe says, about time that show was a major. Okay, thank you for that super chat, boo. Listen, so I'm just trying to figure out how it had lasted for 8 seasons. I have seen not nay 1 season. Okay, I didn't see not nay 1. All right. So let me get into it. Let's get into it. Now, TMZ was told that the network had decided not to move forward with another season of Tardy because Bravo allegedly felt the show has simply run its course after 8 years documenting the famous family. Okay. Now, y'all remember this show started way back in 2012 because she had the Don't Be Tardy for the Wedding. Okay. And then they had their little spinoffs, and then she left Atlanta to do her own show. Okay. Now, the most recent season, the premiere was delayed by 3 months due to the panorama. Okay. And now it's gone altogether. Now, I'm going to tell you what's interesting. We got another super chat in the building. Melanin Beauty says, bye wig. Thank you so much for that super chat. If you did happen to watch that show, let me know down in the chatterization, okay? Angela Thomaston says, I'm wondering what kind of dirt Kim had on the powers that be to have that garbage show on for so long. Woo! Speak it. Angela Thomaston, thank you so much for that super chat, boo. You know, listen, I mean, I'm sure it's no easy feat having your own show and whatnot, because all the burden of responsibility really does fall on you. And you got to have an entertaining enough character to sustain for the long haul. So hopefully she made some business moves and some business endeavors that are going to be able to keep her, you know, sustaining through as she continues to maneuver on, you know, into her next phase or whatever. You know, I like to wish the best for the folks, but ultimately, I don't see why that show stayed on the air for so long. I mean, it should have been given maybe 1 or 2 seasons to test it out, but other than that, it didn't seem like it was worth all of that. Okay, now where is Sweetie? I wonder where Sweetie is doing all this. Omar Ramirez, thank you so much for that super chat. All right, now let's keep it on going. Let's keep it on going. Let's keep it on going. Because interestingly enough, y'all, before this news broke, she did an interview with Hollywood Life. Okay, now. Apparently, the question on the table was, okay, would she consider returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Okay. And she says, if she could go back to season 1, she would return all day long. She says, we had a blast, but other than that, no. Okay. Now, she's also promoting the launch of a new collection in her Salty K swim brand. Okay, so that's coming in June. All right. So if you just can't get yourself enough of Kim Zolciak, you can still get your hands on some Salty K swim. Okay, some swimwear. Now, no word on whether or not this will be able to compete with Mint Swim, you know, from that good Drea from Basketball Wives. But I mean, you know, who knows, right? Anyway, she says that you know, she would not go back into, you know, she says when asked about returning for just a lunch or dinner, not a full-time role, she was still hesitant. But she did say, well, I love Porsha all day long, but the rest is like a snooze fest to me. No. Now, a lot of y'all been saying that this season had been a snooze fest to you too. So do you think she was correct in this? We get Bruce with the super chat who says, I wouldn't be surprised if she's back in Andy's ear trying to reprise her role on Real Housewives of Atlanta just to stay relevant. Now, according to her, she's only interested in a relationship with Porsha. The crazy thing about it is, what's really crazy is, I thought that she and Porsha were not on good terms when she left, but thank you. Oh, thank you for that super chat, Bruce. We appreciate it. Now, I thought that when she left, you know, Real Housewives of Atlanta last time, she won in a good place with Porsha because her and Sheree had a little showdown with, and really her specifically had a showdown with Porsha and Porsha's sister Lauren at that costume party. And then it kind of seemed like they had words at the reunion as well. So I'm just trying to figure out why she said Porsha. I mean, maybe they got some type of friendship that's better in a better place now. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But she said that would be the only way she would, that's the only person she feels like she connects with. Everybody else is a snooze, okay? Zzz. All right? Now, let's move right on along, because somebody who would consider coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta is your girl, Phaedra Parks, okay? Now, Phaedra Parks, as you guys may have known, okay, she was on that Good Watch What Happened live last night. Clap your hands. Give me some hands, a show of hands down in the chatterization if you happen to catch last night's episode of Watch What Happens Live with the blast from the past ladies from some of the Real Housewives series, okay? Okay, yes. Okay, give it to us. Give it to us. Give it to us if you saw it, all right? Give it to us. Yes, she did look good. She looked good. Worthy of you. Well, don't worry. We about to give you the tea on what happened, all right? Oh, good. You saw it too. Yes. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's get into this, all right? So I'm going to give you the highlights. As you guys can see here on the screen, we had Phaedra was joined by Jill Zarin, formerly from the Real Housewives of New York City, Gretchen Rossi, who is at the top left from the Real Housewives of Orange County. Right below Gretchen on the bottom left is Jacqueline Larita from Jersey. And then in the middle on the bottom, we have Taylor Armstrong, who is one of my favorites from Beverly Hills. And then we have at the bottom underneath Phaedra is Adriana Demora, who infamously smacked or punched Joanna Krupa way back in the day on season 2 of the Real Housewives of Miami. Okay, now that was a good season right there. But anyway, word on the curb is that Adriana might be back for the Real Housewives of Miami that's filming for Peacock. So this could be a good little segue for a couple of these ladies to make their appearances back on the screen. Now, when asked about whether or not these ladies would return to the show, okay, Phaedra was kind of, let me show you what she did. And when asked to raise their hands, Phaedra was like, so there's a good, it's open. It's open. It could be a possibility that good Phaedra could be returning back to the show. And based on, viewership numbers, social media reactions, this could have been a very, very good way to test whether or not, she would be welcomed back to the show by the fans. Okay. Now, let's get back to it. Speaking of, coming back to the show, you guys know that Kandi had once said, okay, that if Phaedra was coming back to the show, she would not film with her or she would leave or something like that. I think she said she wouldn't film with her. Okay. So a lot of people feel like, well, Kandi is kind of dictating whether or not, Phaedra would actually come back. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily the case. What I do know is that she made her stance, and that was the stance that she took. And she probably still feels offended about the situation that occurred between Phaedra allegedly telling Porsha that, about the dungeon situation. Okay. Now, 2 things we got to take note of. 2 things. One is this. When asked whether or not she would ever consider reconciling with Kandi, she does say never, right? She says never say never. She says, I teach my boys to never say never, right? So we have her saying that. Now, interestingly enough, on the flip side of that, when asked about giving the final word on the street, Andy asked each of the ladies to maybe clarify something or give people an update about maybe something that was a misconception about their time on the show. And this is what Phaedra had to say. She says, well, misconceptions and rumors are usually keep people relevant. So I don't regret anything. Okay. I was like, ooh, now that's interesting. Now, on the one hand, she said that she would be, she would never say never to a reconciliation with Kandi. But on the other side of that, she's saying that all of this stuff has kept her relevant and that she would never, that she doesn't regret anything. And I was like, oh, Lord. Also, interesting. I want y'all to know this. If you thought that Kandi was the first person to bring Bolo to the house, to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Phaedra claims that it was actually her who introduced Bolo to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise when she brought him back, I guess, to maybe one of the tag events where she brought Kandi some pound cake. So it was indeed Phaedra who says that she initially brought Bolo way back in the day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, she did. Yes, she did say that. And then when asked about what her thoughts were about Kenya and Mark's divorce. Oh, we got a super chat from Tom B. Fan 84 who says, bye, Kandi. I think enough time has passed, and based on this last season, Phaedra will bring the heat and things will make for good TV and drama. Okay. Thank you so much for that super chat. When asked about, the divorce situation between Mark and Kenya Moore, she really just gave a very politically correct answer and basically said, listen, marriage and divorce are very delicate situations. And I'm paraphrasing here, but, she hopes for, peace for each situation if they could not make it work in that marriage. And I thought that was a really nice thing to say because, I feel like it's true. And I think that a lot of the ladies recognize that, the divorce with Kenya is probably a lot more sensitive and emotional than for them to make it a storyline for them with Kenya on the show. So I feel like a lot of the ladies tend to show her a lot of grace with that as well. So I felt like that was a nice little thing to say. But let me know what your thoughts are. Are you interested in having Phaedra come back and play with the ladies on next season of Real Housewives of Atlanta? I do want to show you guys one more thing. And I just thought it was interesting. It probably means nothing, but I still wanted to show it to you guys. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see if I can pull it up. And again, guys, I'm speculating here. It could possibly mean nothing, but I still want to share it with you. If you head on over to Sheree Whitfield's page, she says, y'all, this tea is so good. Shh. Hashtag my lips are sealed. Okay. Now, underneath that, we see Carlos King has posted a peach with a +1, right? Now, I don't know what this means, but it could mean we see the return of one of our OGs. I will tell you guys this. I do believe each franchise needs at least one OG. Thank you so much for the super chat, Miss Tony B. Me. Okay. Thank you so much for that love. I do think every franchise needs at least one OG. I don't know who that OG should be. In my mind, I was wishing it was going to be Nene, but clearly it's not. So would you guys be interested in seeing Sheree come back? Elmo919 says Phaedra has to be willing to offer a sincere apology and take full accountability before she is considered to be asked back. I would tend to think so as well. And maybe we would get that. But thank you for that super chat, boo. So I don't know. It's interesting to me. The hashtag my lips are sealed part is kind of making me wonder. And we'll see what that means, y'all. We'll see what it means. Toya Caldwell says, Kandi, just text out, trust in the Lord with all your heart. And then says, Phaedra must be returning. Listen. Wait, I didn't get that text message. Y'all, I get the Kandi text message alerts, but I ain't get it. Yet. Anyway, listen, that's the news that we got for y'all. We got a couple more super chats in the building. Hold on, let me acknowledge these real quick. Yes, Siree says, why would she say if she regrets anything or Watch What Happens Live for free? Save it for the show. Phaedra has endless storylines she can bring to the show. You're absolutely correct. Yes, Siree. I appreciate that super chat, and you're absolutely correct about that. We have another one from 2B Black Native who says Phaedra helped put some coins in Kandi's pocket. I don't really watch I don't watch reality. I'm assuming that's shows maybe or Wheat. Love you, Richie. Thank you so much for that super chat though. I appreciate it. Why I ain't get the text message, y'all? Kandi, what happened? Anyway, that's it for y'all for today. I got to go. I got to catch a flight down to see my parents for the weekend. Y'all know it's Mother's Day, so I'm gonna go visit my mama. Okay. I don't know what this text message from Kandi is about and why I ain't get it, but hopefully I'll get it soon. Okay. With that being said, y'all, I will catch you guys in the next video. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay safe, and I will see you guys soon.